My goodness. Turn that off. No, no. I was first. You're second. Good evening, good evening. Yo, Norm Ski, Motty Lads, Patriot Views, how you doing? Scott's Paul, unknown person, how are you? Keith, how you doing? Jimmy the Saint, nice to see you. How you doing, Charles? Miss Holly, Callum, Steve, Gary, Charlie, Stephen. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Oh, last couple of days have been absolutely mental. How you doing, Paul? Good, Charlie. I'm glad to hear it, mate. John Boyd, Neil. Thank you, Charles. Get on that like button, guys. If you're happy and glad for the channel that we've hit 20,000, hit that like button for me, please. What we at? 48. 48 likes. More than that watching. 97 watching. Come on. There can't be 50 coppers on here. I know, Charla. It's just come from no. Well, I say it's come from nowhere. It has gone up very steeply, very quickly. Very true, Gary. Very true. How you doing, everybody? Hi, Jack. How are you, mate? Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. Patriot Views. You're only saying that because I've not got my lights on and I'm in the shade. The Teds, well, they're having a cuddle. Oh, wrong side. They're having a cuddle tonight. Earlier, Big Ted had Little Ted sort of on his shoulders, facing opposite ways, if you know what I mean. It's my own interview room. It's for when the police come round and I interview them. How long has my hair got in the lockdown? Well, seeing as it's, look, I'm on 20,000, so I might as well. It don't matter if I make a fool of myself now. There you go. It is not good. Not good. Yeah, no worries, Jack. No problem, mate. '70s afro. Yeah. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Evening, Vicky. That's very true. Adcas. What made me start my channel? There's actually videos to watch that give you a good indication of what made me start my channel. And those are my arrest videos. Some of the first videos I put up. Thank you, Mark. That's very nice of you. Much appreciated. Did I get your order for the cards? Let me have a look, because I've got some here. I'm sure I've done it. Yes. Yes, I have. I'm not showing your address, but that one's yours, I promise you. That's right, Ken. Section 44. Well, it was a section 50. They tried section 44, but I weren't having none of it. So... Mercury 88. I just saw that message there. Was that a PayPal thing, was it? No worries, John. No worries, mate. A bus driver refused to let you get on. Should have just told him you're going to work. Oh, Ian. How you doing? Sorry. I didn't... I'll go on the names, you see, rather than the images. Do apologise. It's all... Everything that comes through the channel goes in one place. Okay? And that is all going to go on the channel. So I've not done anything with it yet. It's still sitting there. Right, just make sure my phone is on silent, because I don't want that going off and interrupting us. Yeah, I thought I'd do a bit of an impromptu one tonight, because I know how much you all miss me all the time when I'm not on a live. Dean, how you doing, mate? Harry Scallon in Scotland, how you doing? How you doing, wee man? James Moran, I've heard of 4 police that are supposed to have died from coronavirus. Thing is, as we know, we don't know whether they have or not, because everybody that dies at the moment is pretty much getting put down as a death from coronavirus. So we don't know whether they've actually died from it or not. But I've heard of 4 that are supposed to have died from it. No, Charles, I don't. I really don't. Oh, is that right, Holly? and Juicy. You only want me for the dogs, yeah? Unbelievable. The police don't have rules about social distancing. They have guidelines. You see, the police have guidelines, which means that they can either follow them or not. It's up to them. Whereas we have rules, which means that we have to do it. Anything special tonight? Well, there is actually. There is something special. Seeing as it's you know, say a special moment, really, isn't it? 20,000 subscribers. Absolutely amazed. Genuinely amazed at that. But as it's a special live stream, I've decided to give away the second Boblov tonight. So somebody tonight is going to win this. Put your hands up if you want this. How you doing, Graham? Thank you, Seamus. Thank you, Stephen. Oh, goodness, it's going so quickly. Thank you, Hedden. Much appreciated. Yo, Normski, how you doing? I apologise right now if I miss a comment from any of you. It is certainly not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that some of these comments are flying past so quickly. It's very difficult to keep up. So if you're asking a question or a comment and I don't respond, just ask it again. I will get to it, I promise you. Thank you, Lawrence from Heathrow. Much appreciated. Seamus, it's a body cam. It's a body cam. I'll show you. I'm actually jealous because I want one myself, but these were supplied by Pinaki News. Okay, he supplied 2 of these Boblovs, and he supplied some smaller ones as well, some discreet ones which we've been giving away recently. Holly, can you do me a favour? I did promise Pinaki News I was going to put his link in the description, and I haven't. Could you please grab his channel link for me and just pop it in the comments, please? But guys, this is what it is. It's a body cam. It's very good, high definition, night vision. Audio. It's brilliant. I don't know what else to say, but I want it. But I've already got a crappy one which still works, so there's no point in me having another one at the moment. I don't spend money on things that I don't need. So there's no point in me getting another one until the one that I've got no longer works. Ian, no worries, mate. No problem. No rush. No obligation at all, mate. No, unfortunately, the police have... The reason the police have guidelines is so that they can break them. You know, there's... Obviously, they've got the law and they've got to act within... Sort of supposed to act within the law. But they also have guidelines around operations, and those guidelines can be broken if they need to, so they don't, you know, they don't necessarily get in trouble for breaking guidelines. Hiya, Kate. How you doing? Yes, Joe Public. He might even jump on here. it went in the post yesterday. Went in the post yesterday. In fact, he should have had it today. He might jump on. I've not spoken to him today to find out, but he might jump on. Oh, is AB on here as well? How you doing, AB? How you doing, Stuart? No, you've not missed anything yet, mate. Well, it's getting there, Ken. Hopefully, at some point this year, I'll be in a position to be able to get some help with the channel. It is hard work. Scott, yes, I can see that comment. I know, I normally drink Coke, but Pepsi's all they had. Guys, do me a favour, Proving Molly's posting a link in the comments. If you're not subscribed to Pinaki News, because he has been absolutely brilliant in supplying the cameras that we've been giving away for the last few weeks, and I've still got about 6 left to give away as well. Please go and show him some love. He has some brilliant content on his channel as well. He's a thoroughly nice guy. He is a photographer, so if you're not sure who he is, if you're new to this channel, for example, he's a photographer. He does have interactions with the police and other people as well. As I say, he's got some great content on his channel. Please go and check him out at some point, or go and give him a like now or a subscribe now and then check him out later. But if it wasn't for Pinaki News, wouldn't have had these cameras to give away. So he's been absolutely brilliant to help out. Excellent. I assumed a lot of you would be already. In fact, he's got about 100. I'm catching up on him. I remember when I started this channel, and I looked at channels like Pinaki News, and I thought to myself, Jesus, how did you get to that many subscribers? And you know, 20-odd thousand subscribers, and I just used to think to myself, how the hell did he get to that? And I just didn't even imagine that I would get to this point. JP, did you get your camera today? Did it turn up? Oh, he's gone to 20,200 now, is he? He was at 20,100 earlier, but I'm catching up. John Ryan, yeah, that's the video that got removed, isn't it? All right, mate, no worries. Yeah, it was sent first class, signed for. I would have thought it would have been there today, but if it's not today, there shouldn't be any reason why it's not there tomorrow. Only here for the Teds and the camera. Oh, see, you're just using me now, aren't you? Blind Wolf Vlogs, thank you, appreciate that. I look a mess tonight. I was going to have a shave, but then I thought, no, I'll come on here first. That's true, Graham. That's true. That's true. I might be lobbying to keep the lockdown if this carries on. Yeah, Vicky, I spoke about that in tonight's report. Oh, you'll get to see the dog shortly. Don't worry. Um, I, off the top of my head, Mood, I'm not 100% sure. I don't see why they couldn't. But just off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure. You can get them on eBay. Yeah, Seamus, I'll tell you what, nearly 5,000 subs in the last 28 days, which has just blown my mind. It's a I think it's a WN9 misdemeanor. I think it is a WN9. Let me have a look on the side. Yeah, Whiskey November 9. Organise a day that Dan's dog is awake. I'll give him a shout in a little while. DSSA. I don't know if there's a way to pronounce that or not, but I won't be, no. If I was, I'd be going to record as I did when he was up here, and to record the way that things pan out, so to speak, as part of what I do, because the police were always going to be there, aren't they? So, but no, I've got no plans to go down there. Terry Morris, no, you're welcome. You're welcome. Got stopped today coming out of Tesco's with 3 bags of shopping. I got told it's non-essential. Hang on. You got told it's non-essential. Well, they've got no rights to ask you what's in your bag, and they've got no rights to look in your bag. So they shouldn't have known what you've got in your bag to tell you it's non-essential. You've got absolutely no obligation to tell them what you're carrying. Shopping and walked away. Good. Do you have to ID under the Coronavirus Act? Right, the only time under the Coronavirus Act, as far as I'm aware, the only time you have to ID is if you're getting a fine. Okay? So, if they just come up to you and ask you what your name is because they want to give you a fine, you don't have to give your name. Okay? You only have to give your name once they're giving you a fine, ultimately. Okay? Thank you, Richard. Much appreciated. Oh, I know Crime Bodge is way busy at the moment. Way too busy to worry about little old me. The thing with the Coronavirus Act, though, is that some police are using Section 50 of the Police Reform Act in order to, shall we say, coerce your details out of you. Okay. Section 50 of the Police Reform Act is for when people have, or when the police believe that you have or are committing public order offences. Which, as we know, even normal public order offences don't need any evidence. They just need somebody to say so without any evidence. But Section 50 of the Police Reform Act doesn't even require reasonable belief. It just requires belief that you are or have been committing public order offences. And under Section 50, you are obligated to give your name and date of birth. What is it? Name and address. Name and address. So unfortunately, they've got all of these tools at their disposal, haven't they? And they'll just lie about one thing to get you to tell them what they want to know. And most of the time, you're never even charged with what you're arrested with anyway, because they arrest you under something bogus just to get you into the police station so they can arrest you on something else later. Yes, Dean. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Section 50 is throwing their toys out their pram, and I still don't believe. I mean, in the description of all my videos, there's a link to a change.org petition to have Section 50 changed, because, in my opinion, you're being forced to give your details. So you're being forced to identify yourself without any evidence or proof of any wrongdoing. And I think it's disgusting. How you doing, Tom? So who saw that video earlier of that kid getting punched and kicked? Whoa. That was some messed up, wasn't it? That was proper messed up. And like everyone was saying after I put the video up, everyone's saying that he's looking round, making sure he didn't get seen. Sick bastard. So I mean, this is another one that needs following up. We've got PC William Sampson, 3139 William Sampson. I don't know why, but I just cannot forget his number or his name. The twat who hit that kid round the head with a bat. I'm still waiting to find out some information on that one. This one as well. I know there's some people saying that teenagers can be a pain in the arse, they can be a handful, mouthy and all the rest of it. I fully understand that. I've got teenagers myself, although I don't see them much, if at all. But I know what kids are like. Do you know what I mean? I've been around kids. I've been bringing up kids all my life. And I know what they can be like. But that, I would never punch a kid. And if I was a cop, I would expect to lose my job if I punched a kid. If I lost my rag enough to lose, if I lost my rag enough to punch or kick a kid, I would quit the police, because clearly I'm not cut out for it. No, exactly, Scott. Of course not. And again, what you got to remember, that police get trained to deal with awkward people. They get trained to deal with it. You know, So any cop that loses his rag like that does not deserve to be in the police. Thank you, Sigma44. Appreciate that. Of course, Jason, this is why the police do not like being filmed. This is why they'll find any excuse to not be filmed. Because they'll get caught doing something they shouldn't be doing. But if they just did what they're supposed to do in the first place, then we wouldn't have to worry about it. Steve, I'm not sure, mate. There's a lot of people that aren't getting notifications, unfortunately, and I have no idea why. I will be, I know I keep saying it over the past couple of weeks or so, but I will be setting up a web page where people can put their email address, no other details, just an email address, in order for me, every time a video goes out or every time I go live, I will send out a notification to everybody. And that way we haven't got to rely on YouTube conveniently forgetting. Yeah, we've got, I do have a Discord server now, folks. I'll be giving out the link to that a little bit later on. Or rather, I'll get President Trump to do that for me a bit later. If Mr. Trump doesn't mind. No, Mark, you're absolutely right. The subject isn't YouTube friendly. Where's Mr. Trump? You better not have buggered off, Mr. Trump. I won't be impressed. Thank you, Rix. Appreciate that. Ah, there he is. Mr. Trump. A bit later on, Mr. Trump, I'm going to ask you to pop the, if you don't mind, that is, to pop the link to Discord in the chat, if you don't mind, the general link. Anybody who is a Patreon of Inspector and above, there is a way to get to Patreon, to Discord through Patreon. And if you do it that way, there are levels in Patreon. We've set it up, chat levels. If you do it through Patreon, you get access to your Patreon level chat, okay? Which is outside of general chat. So just to let you know. Misdemeanor, I do have a BitChute account. I don't have much time to do anything with it at the moment because all of my editing is done specifically for YouTube, but I've got every single video I've ever uploaded. I've got some of my videos do automatically upload to BitChute, but I will be at some point going through all of my videos and editing the endings, so I'll put them up on BitChute. The vaccine is now law. So this is something I wanted to mention as well. Is that my BitChute account? How on earth did you get that? I'll tell you what, Ollie. You are like the best PA ever. AP, how you doing, man? Thank you. Right, yeah, that's it, I was gonna say, this thing about vaccines being made legal, now I was gonna do a video about it. I've actually got a page open on this laptop here. Yeah, no worries, Scott, thank you for jumping on, mate, appreciate it. Thank you, Missy. The act that you're talking about. Now, I think somebody sent me a link to it. But as I'm on this computer, it's difficult for me to find it. Can somebody who's watching at the moment, the new legislation that you're talking about, can you send me the link? Or yeah, can you email me the link? You're not going to be able to post it in the chat because only moderators can do that, unfortunately. But if you can email me with the link to the legislation that you're talking about this, about the vaccines, because I need to check it against already existing legislation, which I have a funny feeling that what they've done is they've taken bits and pieces of different legislations and made a new one. Thank you, Black Hawk. Much appreciated. Andy, I presume you're talking about the police. Why do they want your details? It's evidence gathering. That's all it is. It's intelligence, evidence. It means that if they don't like you, they can use information that they've got against you. Oh, you've done it through Facebook, Darren. Okay, let me just check that quickly. Oh my God, I coughed. Shit. Come on. Load, load, load. Right, thank you, Darren. I've got that now. It's just a case of how quickly this Facebook wants to load the page for me to get to the link. Control of Diseases Act. Right, let me just bring this up. 1984. Right, I'm sorry guys, I'm not looking at comments just at the moment, so if anybody's asking me questions, I apologise. Just trying to bring up this this legislation. Goodness me. Oh, come on. I'll come back to you in a minute. My apologies, folks. I do apologise. You stopped to help a woman who was having a seizure. Yeah, they don't like people getting involved. That's the thing. I don't know why. It's a bit like it's a bit like kids, isn't it? You know, if a kid's playing with something, and a selfish kid wants to play with it, and they come over and they take it off you and tell you to go away and leave it alone. I need to get a new desk. Right. Thank you, Jeanette. Much appreciated. Oh my God, it's flying past. Boys Club. Oh, it's going so quickly. I'll tell you what, the best thing to do, folks, if you've got something to share with me, is rather than share it in the live chat, either stick it in the comments below, because I read every single comment that goes underneath a video, every single one, and that's why you always get some kind of notification. The only time that I don't give an indication that I've read it is if it is something that I don't agree with, but I won't delete it. Okay, for example, I do get the occasional comment that says kill the pigs. Now, I don't agree with that, therefore I don't sort of register that I've read it. I don't indicate that I've read it, but all the other comments I'll always give an indication that I've read it. No, Mark, it's nothing to do with that, mate. It's absolutely nothing to do with that. It's to do with the fact that they have to be in charge. They have to be taking charge of any situation. Not a friend, it was somebody I used to work with. Me and him, we was on a bus on the way home. Told this story a few weeks ago. We was on our bus on the way home from work one day. Thank you, Lego Batman, thank you. And we saw smoke coming out of a top window, or second floor down. We told the bus to stop, we jumped off and we went in. Cut a long story short, put fire out, fire brigade turned up, police turned up. Police didn't want nothing to do with us. We tried to tell them that we'd been in and we'd emptied the place and we'd put the fire out and everything else, but they weren't interested. Get out of the way, get out of the way. And there was enough of them there for somebody to have actually stopped and talked to us, but they just weren't interested, mate. So unfortunately, it's how they are, or how a lot of them are, rather. Yeah, Benjamin. Yeah, I try to. This is the thing. I'm not. Some people, they set up a channel because they want a business. Some people, they set up a channel because they want to be on camera. Okay, they just want a bit of, I don't know, a bit of a reputation, if you like. Excuse me. What I try and do is I try and build a community. That's what I want to do, is build a community. If I can teach people something, and I'm still learning, and I'm learning off of people, you know, that watch this channel as well. But if I can help to educate somebody, or make somebody feel empowered to fight back against something that they don't believe is right, then I will do that. But it's, for me, it's about community. Thank you. I'll check that. I just noticed the phone light up out the corner of my eye. But I will check that out, definitely. Thank you for sending that. Surviving2023.com. Has anybody seen my my new designs, by the way? I survived lockdown 2020. Vicky, that it's not just rounding up old poorly people. They're trying to get rid of people with learning difficulties. Absolutely disgusting. Sending out do not resuscitate forms to people who cannot make that decision for themselves. Anyone talking of a mass breakout yet? Not in public, we're not, no. Well, Brian, the Turning Point, the organisation that said that this is happening, they said that they've received 13 this month, and they normally receive about 12 a year, but they've had 13 this month. Bloke in a hat, we're just chatting at the moment. We haven't really got into anything particular. We're just sort of recapping on some of the stuff that was in the PAP reports tonight. Although, as you've just turned up, we will be giving away as a special, because it's a 20,000 subscriber special, we're going to be giving away the Boblov body camera shortly. So you're going to need to stick around for that, my friend. Alan, it's not down to me. I can't do that. It's a YouTube thing. They won't allow people that aren't moderators to post links. Because otherwise people will literally just come and spam all the time. I know not everybody's going to spam, but you do get people that will literally just come and spam. So YouTube just doesn't allow people to post links that aren't moderators. True Reporter, yo. Alan, if you send it to me by email, I've got my email open. I can open that straight up. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you, Miss Holly. Miss Molly, rather. It's good to see you, True. Oh, sorry, I thought that was True Reporter saying it's good to see you. That was Jay, but it is good to see you, True Reporter. Yes, yeah, I've seen that. Seen that with Crime Bodge. Gaza, yeah, I will be. Yeah, that's one I'm going to follow up. You know, it's the same as William Sampson from South Yorkshire. I'm still waiting to find out what happens there, because if he keeps his job, I'm going down to South Yorkshire Police Station, and I'll be expecting some of you to join me. The email and link. Um, Probably Jay. It's difficult to reply to everyone, and I know you're a regular, but it's difficult to reply to everyone, especially if I get messages through the day, because I'm doing get the PAT reports done. So I'll kind of go through them. Most of the messages I get are links to stories. So I literally have to grab that, put it into fit it into the video for the day, and then work on the content for it. Thank you, Corks Wharf. Just back from work. Key worker chef at Aberdeen Airport Hotel. Still allowed. Oh yeah, of course you can say ACAB. Absolutely. Yeah, FTP, that's a good one as well. Darren, if you've got a link you want to send me, you can send it to the email. Oh, it's frozen, I think. Oh no, policeabusingpowers@gmail.com. And then let me know you've sent it, and I can open it up and have a look. Nice one, Ian. Ian J. Watson, thank you very much. Just seen a notification there. Much appreciated. No worries, Benjamin. Thanks for jumping on, mate. Appreciate that. goodness me. I did see somebody say goodbye then. I don't know who it was, but thank you. I'm sorry, the chat just went straight up. But thank you for joining us this evening. Email Darren is policeabusingpowers@gmail.com. Yeah, Mark, that one was ACAB apart from you, officer. That one was done for those who are a little bit, a little bit weak at the knees, shall we say, and wanted to have something that was on the edge without going over the top, I see that one, Stephen. Email address, it does get posted occasionally throughout the chat. President Trump's just posted it. It's policeabusingpowers@gmail.com. I have got that link, Darren. I have got it. I've not opened it yet because my computer's running slow. I was going to open it to see how long it was, but I'll have to have a look at it in a little while. I'm doing everything off the one laptop. I need to get a bigger table so I can open up the other one next to it, and then I can look at stuff on one and just do the camera through the other. A lot of people, a lot of people haven't got the bell ticked. They're subscribed, but they don't have the bell clicked, which means they won't get notifications of all videos. Although, even when people do have the bell clicked, it turns out that people still don't get notifications. I would use that one, but unfortunately you don't want to see over there, or at least I don't want you to see over there, because that's where I keep my blow up dolls. Oh no, shit. Thank you, Darren. What I need to do, because at the end of the day, what was going to happen? Tied up coppers. What was going to happen is, before the lockdown, I was actually looking at moving. I was looking at a place close to my mum and dad's again, and all of a sudden this lockdown happened. So what I was hoping to do was move into a new place, move back down south, and set up a room properly and create a space solely for doing this. But unfortunately, because I've not been able to, I'm kind of stuck in the living room. And even I don't like looking at it. So I certainly can't allow others to see it. But I'll sort something out. What's that, Motty lad? Dank Direct needs PAP cards. Who's Dank Direct? Have I missed something? It says 200. It says 204 for me, Ian. Silas, how you doing? Tyrant Finder, how you doing, mate? Oh, I've gone down to 207 now. Did I say 206 or 208? Can't remember. Well, you say it's nothing but a martial law drill. I don't know if anybody's looked at Civil Contingencies Act 2004. The Civil Contingencies Act 2004 is like a one-page thing, I think. Let's have another look. Well, I say a one-page thing. It's not a one-page thing. I'm thinking of the other one. The Civil Contingencies Act 2004 basically talks about what the government can do in an emergency. And what I think has happened is some of these new regulations that have come out, they've taken parts of the Civil Contingencies Act. Now imagine if the government turned around and said, we're putting in place a Civil Contingencies Act, okay, because we've got a global emergency or a civil emergency, okay? People will panic. So I think personally what they've done is rather than try to panic people, they're creating these new legislations which are simply bits and pieces of other legislations, okay? And this is what's worrying me. Lucifer, what's that? Who's... Just saw that fly past. Dan won't mention you. Scared of you taking a pee out of him. Who, me? Thank you, Corked Wolf. Thank you, Terry. Much appreciated. Did you... Lucifer, was you saying that I won't talk about you? Come on now. You must see me. I talk to everybody. Sometimes. And that's absolutely fine, Lucifer. Loads of people take the piss out of me, mate. I don't mind. I have thick skin. Hey, Sue. How you doing? Copwatch UK. Good, glad to hear it, hey Sue. I'm going to do the camera shortly. Let me have a look. How long have I been on? Let's have a look. Oh, goodness me. Okay. I normally do it within the first hour. I didn't realise that we'd just gone over the first hour. So bear with me 1 second. Right. Okay then. Right, before... Hi, Stephen. Before we open up the competition, I just want to explain it to you guys. So please bear with me. Just give me your attention for a couple of moments, if you wouldn't mind. So, Bob Love camera is a body cam. Let me open this up. There we go. Right, so the Bob Love camera comes with the camera, which is a high definition camera. It comes with night vision on there as well. Okay, and I believe it has lights on it, or a laser on there as well, I think, if I remember rightly, but I could be wrong. But that's only to line it up to see where it's aiming, I think. Comes with your cable, mini USB to large USB. It comes with a clip, like a crocodile clip, which slips into the back of it there, and that can clip onto your clothes anywhere you like. It comes with a small clip as well, little tiny clip, well, not tiny. It comes with your USB plug to charge it, and it also comes with a docking station, so you can plug your USB into this, and then you just slide that into there and it will charge in there, so you can just leave it on the side, leave it next to your desk, whatever. Job's a good one. Now, you can use it anywhere you want. You can use it anywhere you want. So, it's got instructions, if that helps. Oh, get over there. That's why. Right. Oh, goodness me. Got to try and put it back together again now. Come on. Come on, stop playing around. Right, there we go. Right, so guys, this is how you win. Instructions. In a moment, I'm going to put a link in the live stream comments, okay, in the live chat comments. I will keep posting that link for 5 minutes. Not constantly, but I will post it every, say, 20-30 seconds for 5 minutes or so, okay. Yes, it is, Charles. Not underwater, obviously, but it's okay if it's raining. The link that I put in the chat, you're going to click that link and go over to that video. In the comments of that video, all you're going to put is your username. Whatever your username is on here, that's all you need to write. Do not write anything else. Do not write, hi, it's me. Do not write, have I won? Just put your YouTube username as the comment. Only once. If you put your name in twice, it won't count because the the thing that I use to choose the comments will ignore double comments. Okay, so it'll only pick up original comments. If there's double ones in there, it won't pick it up. So don't put doubles in there. Don't comment more than once. Unfortunately, if you are anywhere outside of the UK, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to post it to you at the moment. So unfortunately, for anybody outside the UK, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to involve you in this one. However, for the rest of you, you put your comment, you put your comment of your username only. Yes, username as it appears. So if you write a comment in this live chat, whatever your username shows as, that's the name you type into the comment in a moment. You have 5 minutes. Once that 5 minutes is up, any more comments that go on that video will not be counted. I will then pick at random a comment. I will do it live on screen. You will see me pick that comment at random. Once I've called the name out, you've got 60 seconds to let me know that you're still here. And this is to make sure that people aren't just buggering off. Okay, so you'll have 60 seconds once I call the comment to let me know that you're here. Otherwise, I'll pick a new one. Okay, everybody okay with that? Anybody not sure? Right, seems everybody knows. I will explain it again as I do this, but there you go. Your 5 minutes starts now. It doesn't matter if you're using a VPN, as long as all you need is an English address, a UK address for me to send it to, that's all. Username only. Whatever your username is on here, that is what you write in the comments on the video at the other end of this link. Welsh is fine. Welsh is UK. In fact, Wales is just down the road from me, so I won't be dropping it off myself though. It's okay, even if you're on the phone, it's fine. It just means that this page will close while you go and do that, and then just come back to this page. It's fine. It's not a problem. When does the lockdown period end? When we revolt. When we storm Buckingham Palace by force. When we all move into the Houses of Parliament. Now this is probably going to get me knocks at the door. Okay. Time is almost up, folks. No, you won't get banned. It just means that the process that I use to pick the comment will ignore double comments. So if there's 2 comments the same, it'll ignore it. Yes, Stephen, it would. Right, you've got less than a minute. Dogs are still here. They're just a bit quieter. I think that's the wrong kind of revolting, John Boy, I'm afraid. Sorry. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go and check, make sure how many comments are on there. But time is now up. Time is now up. Any comments after now will not be admitted. It will tell me how long ago the comment was made. So any comments after now, unfortunately, will not be entered. Okay, now I'm going to change my screen over so you guys can see exactly what it is I'm doing. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see any comments for the moment. Okay, let me get rid of my ugly face. There we go. So I pop the link. Get YouTube comments. And are you ready, folks? Shall we have a countdown or shall I just hit the button? Three, two, one. There you go. That will do. Right. Before anybody gets excited, I need to double check. Jay. The winner is Jay. But I need to make sure you've only put one comment on, Jay. If you have, then congratulations. If that's you, Jay, then that's you, mate. I need to go and check, make sure you've not made more than one comment. And if you have, I can't delete them because it's not my video. That's on Pinaki's channel. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm back. Don't worry. So yeah, just let me make sure that. And I'm sure you've only put one, Jay, because I know you're reasonably respectful. Looks good to me. Looks good to me, Jay. What was that? The picker would not pick who? The daddy, the moderators haven't helped pay for any of these things to give away. The cameras were given as a gift to give away by Panaki News. Absolutely nothing to do with the moderators, mate. And I know people say it's a fix, sometimes joking, but how can it be a fix when I use a website which is a random YouTube comment picker? So, you know, unfortunately, all I can say is if people think it's a fix, then it means you think I'm a liar. And if that's the case, then what can I do? You know? Jay, all I need you to do is same as everybody else, I'm afraid. You're going to have to send me a screenshot or a photograph of you logged in, just so I can see your username in the dashboard area. It's just to make sure that somebody else doesn't blag an email to try and get their address to me. So if you can do that and send it to me by email with an address, and I can get this off to you tomorrow. Good. Oh my God, it's going so bloody quick. The only thing false is the syrup. This is real, I'll have you know. This is real. If this was a syrup, I'd certainly have them bits filled in. It's from China, I believe. I think it was made in China, but I think it was before coronavirus. But you're not going to be able to fit up there, are you? If you want to come and say hello to people, you'll have to come around this way. Really? Well, look, there's no point in you coming there and you coming over here, because there's a microphone here and you're going to hit it. Come around this way. Come around this way. Well, come say hello then. Oh my God. Oh, hello. Oh, goodness. Yes, hello, Alice, as well. Hello. 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 You look, baby. She's a good girl. Can't help it now, can you? It's almost like part of the ritual you getting on camera now, isn't it? Hey? Yeah, my hair's made in China. Hello. Oh, sorry. You okay? Oh, it's a good girl. Fatty's turn. Come here, Fatty. Let her in. Let her get in the way. Hello, Alice. Hello. Oh. Oh, he's a good girl. Here's Alice. Here she is. Oh. If you can see her. Oh. There you go. People want to see you. Here you go. Oh, there's a big yawn. There's a big yawn. Ooh. Okay. Down you get them. Good girl. Good girl. No, Daisy, you've had one. Oh, go on in. Last time. Hello. I've had Alice for, I think, 5 years, and Daisy for 6, I think. What's going on? Pre-recorded live stream. Hey? Nicola, what's the matter? Get on with it then, it's boring. I will be itching in a minute if I don't wash my hands in a minute. Do I know Spitshine? I know of him, but I don't know him. I've never met him. Why? Do you? God, it's just gone mad. My boy Fluke Dog said I know him or something. Did he really? We better go and ask him about that. Nicola, do us a favour, Nicola Davis, or Davies, do us a favour. Help me out here. What is it you would like to see? I mean, if you find, oh, have you booted her, have you? Oh, right, okay. I thought she was, I thought you just deleted that comment. Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. She wants to see my nipple tassels. I've not got them on. My nipples are tiny. I don't know why I just said that out loud. Do I sing? The dogs don't like it when I sing. Greetings from the mids. How you doing? No, it's not a joint. No, don't do that. Nobody like pepperoni nipples. No, you're right. Joan Hempshall. Small nipples equals small penis. How'd you work that out? If you think about it, small nipples should mean more masculine, because men don't need nipples, do they? Of course, police are still overusing their powers. Please address where are we at? Jesus. What have I missed? More money to be made from innocent people than actual criminals. Discuss. Yeah, of course. Of course it is. I mean, let's face it. Catch somebody riding a bike in a town centre, you can find them immediately, can't you? You catch somebody out and about when you know that the excuses for being out can be manipulated. Yeah. So it's easier to literally stop somebody and say, where are you going? And then twist what they're saying to get a fine out of them. Now, don't get me wrong, right? Do not get me wrong. I know there are police that are still doing proper policing. Otherwise, people, you know, there's roads police, for example, that's still going out and making sure people aren't speeding and killing people. As I said in my PAP reports tonight, please think about it when you're out driving, because it's so easy to think to yourself, it's lockdown, nobody's going to be out and about. But the thing is, if you're thinking that, somebody else is going to be thinking that as well. And if you're driving fast and you're not expecting people to run out on you, for example, and they do, you're going to be fucked, aren't you? So there are police out there that are stopping speeders and things like that. Although maybe there should be more police working on the burglaries. But, you know, unfortunately, we don't get a say in that. No, we don't get a say in anything. Now, look, this is something I've been saying as well recently. And that is that people go on about remove your consent. I do not consent and all that stuff, right? And I fully understand where they get that idea from. But what I think people are not realising is that we elect officials to act on our behalf. Okay? Obviously, the entire country can't fit into Parliament. So we elect officials to do that for us so that we don't have to. Thing is, what you'll find is that when you elect that person, you're electing them to act on your behalf. So in a way, we're giving our consent to that person to consent for us. So for me, the only way really to get consent back, individual consent back, is to just simply stop voting in MPs. If there was no MPs, then the government would have to send an email to everybody or a text message to everybody to ask everybody's opinion on a new piece of law or a new legislation. And the entire country would then vote on it rather than however many idiots there are in Parliament. And we would get a say. It would be a fair vote. But we have to stop voting MPs in. The only reason they want to get in is because it's a £94,000 a year bloody job and they're on holiday all bloody time. Yeah, but Sigma, the thing is, look at what the government did with the text messages, the coronavirus text messages. Every single person with a mobile phone got a coronavirus text message. Yeah. I get all they've got to do is send a text message to everybody with a link to a web page, and that web page is going to be the legislation dumbed down. If that makes sense, it just gets completely dumbed down so anybody can understand what it's saying. Right? Everybody will go and have a look. Everybody will say, yeah, I agree with that. No, I don't agree with that. Everybody will have a vote on it, all done by through the website. All of the votes can be counted electronically on the website, so it can't be, or there can be, I suppose, in any election or any voting, there can be ways to misrepresent it, but it would be easier because you get a log of every person that's done it. Do I like Crime Bodge? Yeah. Do you? Anybody that fights back against people trying to take people's rights away from them, I like. Take it easy, King. Thank you for joining us. I do speak to Jamie sometimes, civil disobedience. Tommy Lynch from Spain, how you doing? What's it like over there at the moment, Tommy? Will I be having the vaccine? I don't like being told what to do. Let's put it that way. Social experimentalist, yes I do, yeah. Well, he's not put anything out for a while, is he? I've not seen anything from him. I've not even seen him active online. So I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, of course, Motty lad. Absolutely. The thing with a website is that you have a log. You have a log of the all the visitors, and it can be made public. It can be made a public log. so you know how many people have gone on there, for example. So you've also got you'll have a private log as well, which shows what they've done whilst on there as well, which can be implemented by somebody that's not part of the government, for example. But again, it's, you know, it was just, as I say, it was just an idea on maybe a way to do it. But they would have to come up with a way, wouldn't they? They would have to think of a way in order to do it if we all stopped voting people in. The new laws in the Public Health Control of Diseases Act 1984. Is that the one you're talking about? I've not been through it properly. I've heard some of the updates to that act. However, some of the updates to that act, I believe, are some of it's been taken from the Civil Contingencies Act. So I've got a feeling, ooh, that tonight's gonna be a good night. And that is why I don't sing. The Public Health Control of Diseases Act, I think, has had clauses taken from several other acts and put into that one. Let's face it, imagine the government turned around and said, right, we're enacting a Civil Contingencies Act. If people go and have a look at that act, and your arse is going to fall out. Trust me. If you go and have a look at the Civil Contingencies Act 2004, your arse will fall out with the powers that they will give themselves under that act. So I have a feeling that what they've done is they've taken different sections from some different acts and put it into a new act that doesn't sound quite so bad, but is, if not worse, than the original. Politicians only get into it to improve our lives, to improve their bank balances, and so they can have a year-long piss about in a playground, which is literally all they do, slagging each other off. Yeah. The 1984 Act, Public Health Control of Diseases, has been updated, but there is some bits in there that have been taken from other acts. The Civil Contingencies Act 2004, for example. Let me go to the table of contents. That's not it. Where are you? I did go through this in one of my earlier videos when all of this lockdown bullshit started. I'll need to go back and find it, the video that I made previously. Trying to find it all now while I'm on a live is a little bit difficult. Yeah, I'll have to do that a bit later. The wife's karaoke machine is chucked up on the carpet. What, because of my singing? It's not very nice, is it? No, honestly, when I'm in the kitchen, if I'm in the kitchen and I'm doing some washing up or making a coffee, and I'll put the radio on and I'll sing to Magic FM, and as soon as I start, they both come running in and they start jumping up at me. It's like, please, shut the hell up. With motherland music. Well, Trump had to do something, didn't he? I mean, he's stopped giving money to the World Health Organization, so he's not going to be listening to them anymore. Or at least they're not going to be giving him any advice anymore. So he's got to do something about it, hasn't he? So actually, I forgot to tell you, actually, what's it called? Testing was done on the coronavirus. There was, I think it was 100,000 people were made to listen to my singing. And there was a 98% clear up rate after they'd listened to my singing. It turns out that my singing destroys the cell membranes that hold the virus together, and it just disintegrates, gets absorbed by the body. Motty lads, that's uncalled for. Take it easy, Brian Jones. Thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, I'm not going to sing again. I don't want to wake up in the morning and find I've got to take down my thank you for the 20,000 subscribers post. A karaoke night once a month and I sing all the songs that you guys pick. No, I'm trying to grow the channel, not destroy it. Oh, of course, the advice the World Health Organization gave was rubbish. Of course it was. There's an agenda going on, isn't there? You know, they're telling everybody to put down deaths if you think they might have had coronavirus as a coronavirus death. I mean, what? Really? That's like saying, I'm just going to put it down that you killed that bloke even though you just trod on his foot. I'll just put it down as a murder. Yeah. How can you do that? You know, be honest, man. Do you know, these people are the government. These people are the government, and they're blatantly lying. They're making people lie to us. Good night, Stephen. Au revoir. Well, I heard that the UK had put a claim in against China. I was talking to my mum last night, and she said that America is talking about putting a claim in, a lawsuit against China. Now, think about it. What's the best way to destroy a country without war? You know, you've got two types of, well, there's more than two types, but you know, we've got two main types of power, haven't we? We've got force. You've got your army power, okay, how hard you are, and then you've got how much money you've got, okay. So rather than start a war, why not create something that will then allow a financial destruction of a country? Yeah, I mean, why are we getting PPE from China? I mean, look at all the people that are out of work here. Look at all the companies that have been shut down here. Why are these companies not being made to make the PPE here? Keep the money in the country. They've just made £300 billion, and now they're giving money away as well to other countries. I mean, what? Sort it out. What's all that about? It's just ridiculous. Why would you do that? You know, my neighbour works in a factory. I'm not entirely sure what they made, but it was like they made stuff like on sewing machines and stuff like that. Well, they're being made to make body bags at the moment. So if they're getting people here to make body bags, why are they not getting people here to make PPE? Keep the money in the country. Yeah? Keep the money in the country. Keep people in jobs. Doesn't make sense. A very good evening to Mrs. Pap. I don't have a Mrs. Pap. Exactly, Sir Flex. Exactly. There's just no sense to it. It just doesn't make any sense. And they're bringing people in from the European Union to go picking on farms and stuff. I mean, what? Again, why the hell would you want to do that? There's people here that want to work that can't. Offer them a chance to go and do something. Keep them busy. Yeah, Phil. Again, absolutely, Phil UK. G-Tech and Dyson and some others as well made or at least they were asked by the government to make ventilators. So they designed them all and everything else. Everything was all good. Then all of a sudden they turned around and said, actually, we don't need them. But yet for weeks afterwards, they're screaming out that they haven't got enough ventilators. Yeah. Something not right there, is there? Thank you, DSSA. Oh, sounds Mighty Lad, yeah, all right. She doesn't watch this. She doesn't watch me on here. She says she's put up with me enough throughout my life without having to watch me when I'm not there anymore. Ventilators actually cause pneumonia, or can cause pneumonia. I can't remember the exact name of it now, but there's actually a pneumonia that's caused by the ventilator because of the germs that accumulate on the end of the pipe. But I can't remember what the name of the pneumonia is off the top of my head. Sad but mad, you off? Take it easy. I mean, you know, to me, it would make sense, right? Let's, first of all, rather than ask other countries if they want our money so that we can have some PPE from them, you would want to try and keep your economy going somehow and keep the money in the country. And the same as flying people in from European Union to come picking fruit and whatnot over here. Why would you do that? People at the moment are pissed off with the government because they've taken their livelihoods away. Albeit it might be for a relatively short time, but they've taken their livelihoods away. It would make a lot more sense to say to people, listen, I know you can't do your normal job, but if you want to do this, we'll pay you, give you something to do. Do you know what I mean? At least people will feel useful. At least people will feel like they're doing something. How come they haven't silenced David Icke? I don't know. There's the teddies. I think I'm going to need protecting soon. Money, money, money makes people funny in the fracking head. I get that it's cheaper to do that cop watch. It's just that I think that, you know, as I said a few times in the past recently, the government created £300 billion out of nothing. That has already affected the value of our money. Now they're giving money out to other countries. Countries that is unlikely we're ever going to get the money back from. So what happens then? The government can't turn around and say, right, okay, everybody, we'll have that 300 billion back now, and then the value of the money will go up again. So once it's out there, it's out there. It's like, what's it called? Zimbabwe. It's like Zimbabwe. They've got like a $10 trillion bill because of overinflation, hyperinflation. They just kept printing money. And now a $1 trillion bill is worth about 13 pence. Two dislikes. I'll tell you what, I'm surprised it's only two. Thank you, Motti. Honestly, if you look up 1,000 Zimbabwe, sorry, 1 trillion Zimbabwe dollars. Okay, how much is 1 trillion Zimbabwe dollars in GBP? And in fact, I'll do it now. I'll do it here now. Right. 1 trillion Zimbabwe dollars to GBP. Oh, no, why has that gone to US dollars? 1 trillion Zimbabwe dollars to GBP. Where are you? Ah, right, okay, that's why. 1 trillion. Let's do 100 trillion. $100 trillion Zimbabwe dollars to GBP. Come on. I've done this before in the past. I don't know why it's playing about now. Right, well, let's put it this way. In 2015, on the 16th of June 2015, $100 trillion note from Zimbabwe was worth 40 US cents. There you go. And that was 4 years ago. 40 US cents for $100 trillion bill in Zimbabwe. So what's that? That's about, well, it's about 30 pence. Absolutely crazy. Thank you again, DSSR. Yeah, 40 cents is about 30, yeah, 32p, something like that. And that's where we're going to get to. And it's going to get to the point where it's just, it's worth so little, there's no point in having it. And this could be why some of the government are trying to say, get rid of, don't use cash, use card, Easier to track people using card. Or you could always use Bitcoin. Or Litecoin. Or any of the others. Well, if your card's declined, it probably means you haven't accepted the vaccine. Or we could just go back to rice and grains. On toilet? Yeah. Excuse me a minute, folks, just while I let these two out. No talking about me. Oh, God. No talking about me behind my back. Stop talking about me. I need to get this on a spring, don't I, this microphone, so I don't forget. Why is everyone talking about sausages? Good night, Jeanette. Good night, Stephen. There is sound. Don't talk silly. Speak into the microphone. like this. No, I should have taken it while I was out there, but I haven't. In fact, what are we on? 2 hours, 11 minutes. Yes, you can. Pablo, take it indie, take it indie, take it easy, mate. It's not going ginger. It's because of all the grey. I've got some serious roots that need sorting out. It looks that colour because I've got a energy saving light bulb. I don't know why that took so long to think of. And I've got a energy saving light bulb up there, and they're not clear light. They've got like a yellowy tint to them. Yesterday's stutter. What the... Start again. How you doing, FPV? Will the government hold anyone to account for this? Yeah, we'll be held to account for it, because they're not going to blame themselves for the balls up, are they? It'll all be our fault. And they've already started that anyway, haven't they? They've already started blaming us. Yeah, Mr. One, I don't know why. For some reason, YouTube just does not want me getting out there. I've not seen any of the new LED lamp posts, to be honest. Not round here. I used to be a slaphead, Andy. Since the age of 12, I've had shaved head. It's only the last year or so I've grown it. You got some on Rice Lane. Well, I've not been up Rice Lane for ages. I think I have seen that video, Guy. I'm sure I have. Yeah, bald head in the hailstones is not nice. I need to have a look through it properly, Guy. I have seen some of it, and I have reviewed some of it with some of the acts that are already, or some of the legislation that's already available. I was saying earlier, it seems that some parts of the new act may have been taken from existing acts already. Maybe that's done in such a way so that people don't panic by bringing up, the Civil Contingencies Act, for example. So it may be that they're taking parts from different acts to create a new act from existing legislation in order to try and not scare us all. Yeah, yeah. My hair's so blonde, it just looks like there's none there. Oh, indeed. Slowly creeping stuff in, yeah, without doubt. The traveller going off at the cops. Um, I have seen a video, it was a few weeks ago though, so I don't know whether or not that was the one you're talking about or not. When did you lose receipt? There's a good question, folks. In fact, I'm going to pop that one. Oh, missed it. I'm going to pop that one on there. There you go. There's a question for everybody there. Let's hear your answers. Take it easy, Mighty Lad. Thank you very much for your support, mate. Much appreciated. The best thing to do if you're bald is paint a rabbit on your head. I do have one on Facebook. It's got my logo as the profile picture for it. Police Abusing Powers UK is what you want to look for. Oh no, there was a Police Abusing Powers before me on Facebook. Not on YouTube though. I'm the original. That's right, Ian. Paint a rabbit on your head, and from a distance it looks like hair. If I have, I'll tell you what, if I have to, if we are forced to get an app on our phones, I will simply not use my phone. I've got a landline. I'll just use that instead. Oh, CB rigs. God, I had one of them years ago. Athelstan. No worries. It's all good. Ian, think about it, right? There are apps that the phone software developers can put on your phone with an update. Yeah, they can update apps, can't they? They do an update and it updates all of the built-in apps. They can even create apps that will install on your phone with an update. For example, on my S8, my last update gave me an app which screen records. Up until then, I've had to download a screen recording app in order to record the screen. But now I've got one built in. So if they can do that, there's no reason why the government can't turn around and make mandatory that the phone companies install an app on people's phones. We would then have the choice, wouldn't we? We either use the phone or we don't. Yes, what you want, your old Nokias. I've got about 4 or 5 old phones here, like analog, terrible things. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you can make a call and you can text on it, of course they can disguise it as an update. In fact, they can install it without you even knowing about it. What is the long-term objective in running this YouTube channel? Well, there's a few things I want to do. First of all, I want to build a community. That is my main priority, is to build a community where we can all help each other. Okay? If people have a problem and they come to the channel and they say, look, for example, I've been abused. We'll just use that word. I've been abused by the police. I've got a video. What do I do? There's a lot of people on here that have got some great ideas and they know what, you know, they're not stupid and they can advise you. Obviously, any information that you get from YouTube, even from my channel, you have to understand that it's not legal advice, but it's advice that can help you set off in the right direction, for example. But for me, it's about the community. I want to build a community big enough that when something happens to somebody and they come to the community and say, shit, this has happened to me, then we've got enough weight behind us to be able to make something happen. So if we, you know, for example, if I say, right, such and such has had this problem, we need to complain. And we can get thousands of people to complain at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but thousands of people will complain to the police over a situation. The police are going to have to start listening. I want to show the police. I want to embarrass the bad police. That's what I want to do. I want to embarrass the bad police. All of the police that think they can get away with doing things, I want them to know in the back of their head, I'm going to end up on police abusing powers. Hello, Welshie. How you doing, mate? Yeah, no worries. Look, at the end of the day, right, there's not enough people, right? There's not enough people. See, the thing about the internet is we can all come together, can't we? We don't know who everybody is or who anybody is. We might all have the same goal, okay? But let's look at it this way. There could be, and I'm not saying there is, but there could be people on here who are homophobic. I'm not saying there are, I'm just using this as an example. There could be people on here who are homophobic, would have nothing to do with gay people at all. There could be people on here who are racist. There could be people on here who are Islamophobic, for example. But the thing is, when you're behind a screen, nobody knows what that other person is. So when we're all here with a common goal, we forget about everything else and we work together for that common goal. Do you know what I mean? And for me, that's the best thing about this, because I can say, look, this is what we want to do, and it won't matter who you are or who anybody else is. We will all come together to try and achieve that goal. Does that make sense? Exactly, a community, yeah, exactly. And this is the problem with the world today, you see. When you see people face to face, you don't think about what their goals are. You don't think about what they want to achieve. You look at them and you take them at face value. Unfortunately, I do it. I'll look at somebody and I'll think, oh, they look a bit dodgy to me. So sometimes I judge people. Do you know what I mean? Normally when they're wearing a uniform. No. But sometimes I judge people, and everybody does it. Okay? But if you don't know what that person looks like, if you can't see that person and judge that person, then all you do is you worry, all you think about is your ideas. Yeah? And you come together to work on those ideas. And everything else is just forgotten about and ignored, not worried about. And that, for me, is what is really good about this. Athelstan, the thing is, there was no police abusing powers channel when Hillsborough was going on. Good night, don't touch. Davey, how you doing? Yeah, you're right, Athelstan. Absolutely right. Absolutely, the community does need to be big. Absolutely. Um, I think where we are at the moment is a really good start. After 14 months, 20,000 subscribers, for me is incredible. I mean, if you think about Crime Bodger's got 140,000 subscribers. Um, you know, if everybody that's subscribed, if I got to 140,000, if I got to 100,000 subscribers, think about it. If there was an issue and we wanted to get something in front of Parliament, okay, if everybody on this channel is all about the same thing, accountability, okay, then we could say, for example, say, right, look, this has just happened. We need to get this dealt with. And we put a petition in and we could have 100,000 signatures in next to no time. And we can get it in front of whoever needs to see it. You know what I mean? We could do a lot, but it's a case of everybody having the same sort of goals. Okay, everybody wanting to make sure that people are held accountable and working together for that goal, no matter who you are, no matter what your background is. Do you know what I mean? No matter what colour you are, no matter what sexuality you are, none of that matters. It should, as I say, it should just be about the goal, about what we want to achieve. Like the grooming gangs, yeah. Can you imagine, right? How long has it taken? I mean, I don't know how long it's taken to get that grooming gang petition signed, for example. But with the right channel and the right community, you could have a petition with the right amount of signatures done in a couple of days. You know, so but again, it's all about everybody wanting the same thing, wanting the same outcome. And for me, that's people being held to account. No, political stance doesn't matter either. Yeah. Good night, DSSA. Good night, Ian. That's true. I agree with that, Athelstan. But again, when you've got, if you've got 100,000 people and you turn around and say, right, we've done the petition, it's gone in, they've done nothing about it. Okay. Let's all go down there then. Yeah, you won't get 100 people to go, but if you've got 100 people, so if you've got 100,000 subscribers, you could get several thousand turn up in order to rattle the cage, so to speak. You know, it's about numbers, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's about numbers. What normally happens is the government will turn around and say, no, 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 no. And most people, not everybody, but most people will go, oh, we've failed. We've failed. I don't give up like that, me. If I put in a petition and they said, they looked at it because we got all the signatures and they looked at it and they went, no, sorry, we can't do nothing about it. Okay. You will though, because I'll now come down there with 5 or 6 or 7,000 people and make a point about it. Okay, and while I'm doing that, I will generate more interest in doing it as well. As I say, it's about numbers, isn't it? What will I do when I get to 100,000 subs? I don't know. I'd probably explode with excitement. Not like that before anybody says anything. But to be honest, if I got to 100,000 subs, I would probably get locked up for having 100,000 subs. Can't let this go on anymore. Let's make something up and get them banged up. Real policing. God, those were the days. Good night, Sigma. If I get to 100,000 subs, I'll go back to Crosby Police Station and do another live stream. Oh, sorry, you're trying to see the... No, you. I gave you the option to go to the toilet and you didn't want to go, so go over there, please. Go. No, not for you to play with, thank you. Oh. Oh dear. Yeah, take my plaque with me. They'll go, can you tell me why you're filming? And I go, yeah, just filming my 100,000 subscriber plaque, and just wanted to use the PlayStation as a backdrop. Big Ted was suffering from mental health issues. He's not anymore. He's not suffering from any issues now. Poor sod. Yeah. Have you seen what Big Ted has been doing to little Ted over the last few weeks? Deserves to be strung up. Well, she's having a sniff. You can't have it. You can't have it. You had the option. I opened the door. You just wanted to play. And we're not playing. Told you to go to the toilet. Didn't want to go. Any positive police stories? It was raining earlier. It's it doesn't seem to be now. I can't hear it raining now. So I was walking back actually a couple of weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, I think it was. I was walking back from from the garage up the road, and as I walked past the police station, they've got all their blinds shut, but you could see through the gaps, and there was loads of them in there, all literally on top of, not on top of each other like that, but there were literally loads of them in these little rooms. And I was going to take a video of it, but I can't remember what happened now. Something distracted me and I didn't, and then I started walking back here, and I got almost back home, and I thought to myself, oh, I didn't film it. And this is during, obviously this is in lockdown period as well. At least you didn't say that to the kids, cop watch. At least you didn't say to the kids in front of the cop on the horse, what's got 6 legs and a cunt up its halfway up its back? Him. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been in a police station. I have been charged with a few things in my time, mainly fighting when I was growing up. In fact, it was always fighting when I was growing up. And then the last one was cultivation. About 5 or 6 years ago. Or no, it was a bit longer than that now, because I got the dog after. No, I didn't. I had the dog before. So yeah, it was about 5 years ago. Oh look, you know what I mean? I'm just a normal person. Made mistakes, do you know what I mean? But I always put my hands up. If I make a mistake, my hands go up, take the punishment. But I won't stand for being wrongly treated. So I will put my hands up if I've done something wrong. But if I've not done anything wrong, then I will fight that all the way. Should drugs be legal? See, the problem for me, and I've smoked weed years ago. I haven't touched it for, oh God, 15 years, something like that, 16 years. The problem with weed is that it can affect different people differently, okay? So people can have a smoke and get really monged out to the point where they're just spaced out, okay? Now, if somebody does get stoned and drives a car, their reactions are going to be slower. There's no two ways about it. They are going to be slower. You know, so that is going to cause a problem. I mean, if you could get stoned, okay, like imagine it like drinking. Imagine it like drinking. Let's say that drugs were made, you know, weed was made legal, like alcohol, but you can't drive if you're stoned, okay? And then treat it like alcohol, yeah? Does that make sense? Alcohol is obviously legal, but you have to have a limit in order to drive. And if you're over that limit, you're getting a shit. maybe if they did the same thing with weed, you know, you have a certain amount of THC or whatever in your system, and you drive, then you're fucked. But then it allows people to smoke it, providing that they behave themselves and don't get behind the wheel. Yeah, no Dutchy passing with COVID. You're right, Chris. That would be the best thing to do. I mean, I know Australia has much lower level of alcohol in your system before you get screwed over and lose your license and everything. And maybe that should be the case here. Maybe it should be, you know, if they legalised weed, but it was a case of any drink or any drugs in your system, as it is now anyway. Any drink or any drug, like with drugs, I mean, but any drink in your system, and maybe that will stop people from drink driving, because a lot of people do make the mistake and don't realise how much they've had. You know, I'm certainly not trying to be on the police's side with it all, but if you think about it, there are, you know, there's things like drink driving which shouldn't happen. Right? Too many people do die from drink driving. So when old Bill take drink drivers off the road, fair play is what I say with regards to that. Okay. Again, if you commit a crime, if you do something wrong, you've got to put your hands up and you've got to pay the price for it. You know. So maybe it could be no alcohol in your system at all if you drive. Weed is legal, but again, you can't have any in your system if you're going to drive. Right, weed might not impair your driving, Tyrant Finder, but there are people who will get completely monged out and fucking on another planet, and that's the problem. It's some people can handle it better than others, and it's the same as drinking, and that's why that's why I say, and it's again, it's not to be on the side of the police or anything like that. I'm thinking about, you know, saving lives, yours and potentially somebody else's. So so if you had and said you can't have any in your system, drink or drugs, otherwise you're being a shit. I know what people are saying there with the drugs. Your drugs stays in your system and it dissipates over time like alcohol, but drugs dissipate slower. So what they'd be able to work that out. They'd be able to work that out. A blood test or a hair test will be able to work that out. They'll be able to work out how much is in your system at the time, or how long ago you had it. Providing you had it, say, 24 hours prior, then maybe it should be okay. I don't know. I don't know anybody that's still been stoned 24 hours after having a joint. So take it easy, Cop Watch. Thanks for jumping in, mate. Andy Manchester. Yeah, they could put breathalyzer in the car. I know they've got some cars that you can fit a breathalyzer to that won't let you start the car unless you've blown clear. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, Ringo. What happens is if you had a joint now, for example, right, then in a couple of hours, the levels in your system are going to be high. They're going to peak, and then they're going to drop. So they should, the scientists or whatever. I mean, I'm not smart, so I don't really do all of that kind of stuff. But the scientists should be able to tell how long ago you had a smoke. If you had a smoke 24 hours ago, then you should be okay. Maybe a more accurate test would mean less fines. You know, we don't know what they get up to, really, do we? Abracadabra mushroom, abracadabra fungus. It's been a long time since that as well. Well, that's what I'm saying, Ringo. To be able to test how long ago you'd have it, because you'd have, you know, like they're talking about with this COVID, you got, you know, it goes up and they're looking to flatten the curve. Well, you do it the other way, wouldn't you? You'd have your height, you'd have your peak not long after you've had a joint, for example, and then it's going to drop off over a period of time. So if they had an accurate test, and they'd be able to tell, you know, within maybe a couple of hours, if you'd had a smoke 24 hours previous, then maybe that would be better. But if they have a more accurate test, it means they're going to get less arrests, less fines. And that's right, Athelstan. I agree with that. I mean, if you think about it, what do they do when you get pulled over? They say, when did you last have a drink? And they have to leave it a little while after you've had a drink. Well, with smoking, when did you last have a puff? If you say you had a puff within 24 hours, for example, then maybe you shouldn't be driving. Just, you know, I don't know. As I say, I'm not a scientist. I don't know how it all works properly. But if you say, well, I had a puff, you know, yesterday morning, more than 24 hours ago, and then they test you, and if it shows that the levels in your body are at a low level, then that can prove that you had it that long ago. I have got cards left. Yes, I do have some left. Let's see how many subscribers I've lost since doing that singing earlier. Oh, it's gone up. 73 new subscribers. Awesome. Cream and whiskers. See, what I find is, every now and again... Sorry, Stephen. What I find, cream and whiskers, is that the police will target the people that are buying it. Yeah, I find that the police will target the people that buy it for most of the time. And then all of a sudden they'll go, oh right, we're after the county line gangs, and you know we're looking for the big daddies and all this, that, and the other. And then they go after some of the dealers at that point, some of the suppliers at that point. And then after that, they'll just go after the people that they see leaving the drug dealer's house rather than going after the drug dealer. Do you know what I mean? Soft targets, yeah. Yeah, I do, Seamus, thank you. Yeah, if you could, yeah, do it as friends and family, Tom, because you're not actually sort of buying anything. All you're doing is covering the costs of the cards themselves and the postage. So, yeah, do it as friends and family if you don't mind. All the poor shall die. Well, unfortunately, it looks like a lot of the old folks are being forced out, aren't they? I think that's what some of this may be about, is to, all of it. See, this thing, right, that they're pushing, aren't they? They're pushing this, save the NHS, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Save the NHS, save lives, all the rest of it. Now, conspiracy time. Could it be that they're trying to imprint that in our brains so that when they start getting rid of all of the old people and all of the people, all the disabled people and all of the rest of it, right, then they can turn around and say to us, we've done it for your sake so that the NHS can be there for you, healthy people. I mean, it's not too far out of the realms of possibility, is it? Mark Watson, I'm probably going to be closing down shortly because I need another drink and I've got to go to the toilet as well shortly. So I'm probably going to knock this on the head in a few minutes, to be honest. Yes, I think has President Trump gone? I think he has, isn't he? Or is he hiding in the background? Because I've got to be honest. I don't know how to get the I don't know how to get the link. That's the one. The link. So what I might have to do, because I know most people watch the PAP reports tomorrow, so what I might do tomorrow, in fact what I will do tomorrow, everybody, what I'm going to do is tomorrow at the start of the PAP reports, I'm going to give a quick detail about the Discord group that we've set up, and I will put a link in the description of tomorrow's PAP reports for the Discord group. And then anybody that wants to join, can head on over to the Discord group and we can have private conversations over there. Those of you who have, or those of you who are Patreon supporters and you are inspector level or above, you'll be able to get to Discord through your Patreon account, and you will join Discord at your level. Okay, so that's the best way to do it. There'll be a link and everything in the description of tomorrow's pack reports, Ian. There'll be a link to download Discord, and all you need to do is set up an account. It's pretty easy to do that, but yeah, it's a chat thing. It's a private chat app, if you like. Well, Elaine, this is the thing with my live streams. For some reason, I end up talking for ages. But what it is, again, as I always say, and this is my main thing, it's always about the community. So we just chat and we get to know each other and we have a laugh and take the piss out of me and all sorts of things. And that's ultimately what we do in the live streams. So with that said, folks, freedom of choice. I'm literally just signing off now, I'm afraid. But if you're at work, you can always watch this back. Give you something to do. Yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up now. I want to say thank you to everybody that stayed on. Much appreciated. Obviously, I appreciate your support. The fact that I've got to 20,000, more than 20,000 subscribers now is absolutely incredible. And I am so thankful to each and every one of you. Please, not just for me, because it's not about me. I do this channel because I enjoy doing it, okay? But if you can help by sharing, by showing the channel to people that you think may be interested in what we've got to say here, I would appreciate that. If we can, the more numbers we can get, the more oomph we can have as a group, as a community. So thank you all again. Don't forget, look after you. No, that's not right, is it? Stay safe, look after each other, film the police. Oh my God, there is so much lag on this. And other officials, yeah. Your comments just come up and I've only just said film the police on camera. I'm watching myself back. Oh dear. Right, next one, Seamus, probably be on Sunday night or Monday night. Sunday night or Monday night. I'll let you know over the weekend. Good night all. Thank you again.